This video is brought to you by Capcom. In the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis intro, we see an army of infected zombies attacking citizens. We actually have police officers fighting against zombies. This is what a true survival horror game looks like, but in the remake all we see is pointless burning building that doesn't mean shit. This is supposed to be a game about zombie apocalypse attacking the city, but yet in the intro we don't see a single zombie. I'm sure Capcom can afford an employer that can create a cutscene with at least one zombie. This city should be in complete chaos because of the zombie apocalypse, yet in this scene we see people driving home peacefully as regular day. There is no logical reason why Jill should have nightmares turning into a zombie since she was never been bited. Sure, it's normal to be scared of zombies, we are all human, we feel fear, but one thing is to be scared of a zombie and be scared to turn into a zombie when you're not even bitten.
3 more days, then I can kiss this town goodbye.
It's never explained in the movie or in the game why Jill want to leave Raccoon City in the first place. Since she was never assigned on a mission, the only logic explanation, she simply hates her 9-to-5 job and want to leave the city to do OnlyFans. In the original game, Jill hair was brown color while in the movie was black, while in the remake, I can't tell, is either black or gray. In terms of graphic and model, I think Capcom could have done a better job. She looks barely 25 in my opinion. Resident Evil 1 Remake was the best Jill model. Jill should have the discipline to clean up her room. Beside working as a STARS tactic member, all she does is eat pizza at home and watch Netflix. At least make your bed.
Hello?
Jill, are you okay?
Brad, is that you?
Listen, you gotta get out of there.
What are you talking about?
I don't have time to explain. You gotta get out of there right now.
All right, let me grab my...
I don't have time to explain. At least you can mention the city has been under attack. Nemesis can break a wall, but somehow Jill's door is too hard to knock even if she didn't have the key to lock the door in the first place. How Jill even opens this door is not a door to her room. It should be locked by a person living here in the first place, if not at least had a person in the room hiding from zombies. Even though the game is dog shit and incredibly short, I give Capcom credit for this slow motion scene. I understand the building is on fire, but even then, there is no explanation for this explosion to happen. Such push could easily push Jill from the second floor, but knowing Capcom, she would still survive because her last name is Stars. Nemesis could easily throw her from the roof, possibly completing his mission, but instead throw her away back into apartment, showing his decision in how to eliminate his target in the most inefficient way. The fact that Jill doesn't take any fire damage, only proof that in this game fire is bullshit, is just to make the game feel more realistic, which is doing a poor job to be honest. Nemesis possesses superhuman strength who can easily remove those rocks from the door entrance. Instead, he makes the decision, gives us all a break and make a game a little bit longer, which is very kind of him, that he cares the quality of this game more than Capcom.
Jill? Over here!
Brad!
You okay?
What was that thing?
Damned if I know. But right now it's got a hard-on for the only 2 stars left in town. You and me. I'm not sticking around. Just look around you. The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
Brad Vickers is my favorite character in the game. He's a STARS member who knows Nemesis is hunting down STARS members, knows the city is under zombie attack, and this guy doesn't even have a handgun to defend himself. Really, Capcom? And you expect us to pay $39.99 for this game?
Door behind you, go!
Don't think about it!
Brad, don't think about that. You're about to turn into a zombie and attack your family. At least they will remember one day you were a STARS member that never dared to ask Jill on a date because she was dating Chris. In other words, at least carry a gun to protect yourself.
Sorry.
There is no reason for you, Jill, to say sorry. I mean, the guy is already dead. It would have been way more dramatic if Brad came after turning into a zombie, but instead, we have a zombie that we can simply run away since there's no need to run back to the bar, which makes the zombie appear complete pointless, just to waste ammo. I am honestly surprised Capcom decided to cut all the puzzles, including the iconic clock tower, but still kept this random old man from the original game. What's his purpose? He's just there to be rude to the beautiful Jill Valentine. That's his entire role in the remake. This is supposed to be a scene from original game where a helicopter supposed to rescue Jill. However, this scene is a lot more stupid. First, we don't see Nemesis even launch a rocket missile to destroy the helicopter. Nemesis comes to Jill without even holding a rocket launcher to explain how the helicopter was destroyed in the first place. Nemesis walking slowly, specifically to let Jill to turn a car on or run away. At this point he knows without Jill he had no purpose in his life. The fact that Jill survives this without a seatbelt just show when you are a STARS member logic doesn't apply to you. Jill and Nemesis were at the same distance from a car. While Nemesis is burning and took damage, Jill is still yet to feel any pain from the fire. Nemesis can see Carl having a rocket launcher from a close distance, but doesn't even try to dodge the missile. Is like, I don't feel pain, I don't take damage, the game is already bad, might as well tank for the boys. I'm not sure did Carl only had one missile left, but if not, why not use all the missile to make sure Nemesis is destroyed instead of letting it go on the ground and risk Nemesis using it against you.
I think we're in the clear.
Hope so.
We've been bringing survivors here.
Here where?
My guys have converted some subway cars into a shelter. It's safe.
I'm fine.
Personal space. Okay, I get it.
Guys, if you're still watching this video, just know when a girl does that, it means she has a boyfriend, in this case Chris. Captain reaction like he never seen a woman before.
Carlos, you didn't even think to ask fine young lady her name?
Carlos just saves her from Nemesis. I'm sure asking her name was more important than that.
Shit, Captain. They really took a chunk out of you.
Nothing that I will miss.
Captain is clearly injured by a zombie, but for some reason, in this game it takes one day to turn into a zombie. Jill has so much experience with zombies and Umbrella and even the T-virus, she would be smart enough to understand once you're bitten by a zombie, you will be turned into a zombie, but I guess after drinking too much in her hotel room she forgets what it means to be infected. Even though I don't like Nikolai, but at least he pulls the trigger when someone is infected and doing the obvious thing needed to be done. Dogs are one of the most iconic enemies in this game. However, in this remake I count that there are only 4 dogs in this game. Capcom clearly doesn't have feelings for dogs anymore. Instead, he likes to make games less scary and more ridiculous. And it is over. There are no more spiders in this game, just boring zombies. The lack of variety of enemies in this game is outstanding.
Why is she here?
That actually is a stupid question, Nikolai, since you're the one that told Jill to go back to the substation. The only reason the train is able to work is because of Jill, while you do basically nothing, just killing your own crew members. Just now I noticed these creatures doesn't have eyes. Even though like the idea of these creatures, I wish there was a logic explanation how these creatures appear in the first place. Sure is because of the T-virus, but is not a giant mutated mouse or a rat. Even though a grenade launcher is a powerful weapon, but let's be serious, who leave a grenade launcher deep down in the sewer full of mutated monsters in the first place? How Nemesis know exactly that Jill will climb here from this exact location? Another situation where Nemesis could hold Jill head and burn her with a flamethrower, but instead he realizes this is not the end of the game, so instead he let her go knowing the game is not long enough to be released.
It can use weapons?
Yes, Jill, Nemesis can use weapon and repeat stars 1,000,000 times. Jill can easy jump on other side, but I guess she is immune to fire, but the trade-off she can't even jump. I'm beginning to think that Nemesis is the most mind-death tyrant in the entire game. Even can see that Jill is shooting at the gas tank which will cause to explore, but he knows he will only die at the end of the game, so who gives a fuck. Jill head just drop on ground that could easy break a skull or cause some serious damage to your head, but no, she doesn't even have scar. I'm beginning to think she was infected with a T-virus to give her superhuman powers just like Alice.
You better. You're the best gunsmith around.
Oh no.
Don't do anything stupid.
Oh, that's your job, right?
You're right, it is Jill's job to be stupid. Jill should know this man has a daughter who be his body language is obvious that her daughter is infected, but instead doesn't do anything about it. After 20 years from original game, Jill still can't pull the trigger when it counts. There is not even a scene where a helicopter drops a rocket launcher to Nemesis. I mean, how lazy Capcom was to create this game after 20 years from original. There is less than 20 feet distance between Nemesis and Jill, and somehow, he still manages to miss Jill. I wonder, can Nemesis even shoot a not moving object at this point? A rocket launcher missile should have at least 20 feet ratio explosion, but in this game if it doesn't hit you directly you take no damage. I know it sounds logic. Why it only works when Nemesis was walking, but when Jill walked past it didn't explore. Lest I check Carl doesn't hold a device to activate the bomb. Nemesis looks so sad for the first time. Like, please don't leave me alone, I don't want to be single forever. Carl doesn't even mention to Captain that there is Nemesis hunting Jill throughout the city. The fact that he thinks he will reach the police station while Nemesis is still alive is ridiculous. Also, Jill doesn't warn Captain about Nemesis either. This game lacked more logic than any other game. Nikolai talks shit to Jill for not pulling the trigger while his captain is clearly infected by the zombie but doesn't do anything. At this point, I will have to delete the game after making this video. It's just full of bullshit. It's quite funny how we never hear a single word from these survivors. I guess Capcom could afford any more actors.
Get off my train, shit-bird!
Technically, it's not your train, but Nemesis doesn't care anyways.
Sorry.
Sorry, Capcom, but I don't accept your apology. I'm still waiting for you to refund $39.99 for selling this bullshit.
Sorry, poster boy.
I love how Brat doesn't get any respect as a character in this game. In the original game, he got demolished by Nemesis. In the remake, had 2 minutes screen time until was bitten by a zombie, then only appear in the police station to say sorry for the viewers for a terrible game.
Where'd that cop go?
Don't know, don't care. We got a job to do.
I mean, you should care. First, he is a cop who knows this police station and can help you get into police room faster. Second, he is a survivor. Isn't the whole point you guys being here to help survivors escape this city?
What the hell was that thing?
Carl just saw 2 police officers die, but don't even report to his partner. It's a good thing Carl has good looks because obviously he isn't smart. Even though the Lickers is the most iconic enemy in Resident Evil franchise, but the fact that through entire game there are only 2 Lickers in this game makes you easy forget they even exist. Knowing the police station is full of zombies, Carl friend comes like there is no Lickers or zombies.
Yeah, what's up? Derailed. Was anyone hurt?
Jill?
Ah, shit. Wait, what? Jill! Jill, what happened? Jill, come in! T, I gotta go.
Do what you gotta. I'll take care of Bard.
Only now Jill got out of the train, making it impossible for Jill to talk to Carl when he was still in the police station. At his point, I don't even know is this even a game. I'm not going to mention the clock tower in this video, because I have been reading comments of people crying about Capcom cutting of the clock tower in the remake for 5 years. While in the original game the clock tower is a very short area, sure it has music box puzzle, but is nothing that impressive. If you're upset about the clock tower, the only advice I can give is just get a job.
Get a job?
This is the only time that Nemesis actually feels some kind of pain from a fire. While through entire game he can be on fire and walk like nothing happened. We don't even see the transformation how Nemesis turned into a dog at this point. Technically speaking, Nikolai is standing right next to Nemesis, how he is not afraid to get killed by Nemesis. Also, what kind of favor is he talking about? It's not like Nikolai's goal was to eliminate Nemesis in the first place. Technically speaking, Jill is infected by Nemesis, but he broke his own rule not pulling the trigger. You mean to tell half a day or even 12 hours had passed and Jill is not turned into a zombie? Also, Nemesis was right next to a gate, but he is gone. Did he never wakes up, or thought Jill is gonna turn into a zombie so there is no point of killing her anymore? I will give credit where credit is due. These hunters look absolutely amazing, even though I died 10 times recording my video. The fact that Jill was infected for basically 1 day and the only thing we see is venom through her body. That some super resisted to infection, perhaps she is a super cop after all. How Terrell even know the television is still working? Have he been working in the hospital before?
Vaccine's the real deal.
Good.
You going somewhere?
You're damn right.
What do you think you're gonna do? Whole city's about to be microwaved.
Come on, man. Call the government. Tell them we found a cure. You stall for time.
Ballsy motherfucker.
In this scene or dialogue, Carl doesn't even say directly where he is going, what are his plan. Just say we found a cure, stall for some time. Didn't even say look after Jill. The writers can't even write a normal script for these characters. As always, we have the same bullshit of Jill having a dream of someone becoming a zombie. It makes zero logic that Carl became a zombie since Jill was the one infected. Even Carl obviously becoming a zombie, Jill still can't pull the trigger. She can survive basically anything, rocket missile, Nemesis, but once a close friend turns into a zombie, that all it takes to terminate Jill in couple seconds.
Bard stockpiled the vaccine, enough to give the city some hope.
He thinks he can do this by himself. I'm going after him.
Wait, did you see the broadcast? They're gonna blow the city sky high. I'm trying to get a hold of someone, anyone with the clearance to stop it. Leave this mess to him. He's a professional.
So am I.
Yay, Jill, you're a true professional, getting infected by Nemesis, lying in bed for 1 or 2 days straight, having a nightmare about Carl turning into a zombie, and get killed in your own dream. Very professional indeed. Don't get me wrong, I do love the Magnum gun in this game, but still, what a Magnum gun doing in the hospital? At least in Resident Evil 2 Remake, the Magnum was in police office where guns supposed to be in the first place. How Jill even knows where the hospital underground even is, when she never has been there is in the first place. Also, the underground has absolutely no security whatsoever. No password, no locked door that you need a key to unlock it. No fingerprints to identify your identity. This game is so fuck up at this point, I need to take a break.
How is it no one in the hospital ever noticed all this?
Well, Jill, since you ask, it's hard to notice something that is underground, and most likely people are not allowed to come here in the first place. I hope, Jill, this answers your question. We can see Nikolai so obviously in this scene, but Jill can't notice it without her sunglasses. In this scene, Nikolai portrayed as an evil mastermind, mysterious villain, but really true the entire game. The only evil thing he ever done is kill his infected partner and talk trash to Jill. I guess is the only reason he keeps her alive. Can someone please explain what the is this shit? Is it supposed to be a regenerator from Resident Evil 4? It looks so bad, almost feel sorry for him. Also in this room, Nikolai don't ever try to stop Jill from picking up the electric parts, so she can stop his evil plans, which evil might sound too much when really all he cares is about money, which is most 99% reason why a villain commit crime, because working a 9-to-5 job will always make you a wage slave. This is exactly my point in the entire game. They're only for dogs in this game. I mean, I had died many times to the dogs, but I respect them as an enemy and as a friend. The logic behind here is insane. When Jill doesn't have electric parts, zombies stay on the ground, but once they sense Jill is stealing, they decided to wake up. This is my main issue with Tyrell. For us, it takes hours of fighting zombies to come to the destination, and Tyrell comes like is a 5-minute walk to the coffee shop.
Override key successfully generated.
What have we here?
I mean, Jill, the computer just told you is a key. Are you even listening at this point, or you're still infected by Nemesis?
This must be what powers it.
Thank you, Jill, for stating the obvious. In a normal Resident Evil game, it would take 1 hour to solve a puzzle to open the door. But here it only takes 1 minute to push the power source and open the door. I guess Capcom already thinks the game is too long. Wait just a moment. Jill never works underground or in the hospital. Her hand identity should be rejected since she isn't working in this laboratory or for Umbrella. This game is dog.
In development. So it's called the Nemesis.
This line actually made me quit my job. Nemesis been chasing Jill through the entire game, and only now she finds out he is called Nemesis. At this point, a zombie has more brains than Jill. This has to be the dumbest scene in the game. While I understand Jill needs to escape Nemesis to stay alive, but the risk of cutting your own throat with a knife is extremely risky in this situation. Nikolai just comes out of nowhere, standing where he can easily fall down with Jill. Also, Nikolai tries so hard to make a point that he is evil because he wants to make money. It's like, we get it, Nikolai, you want to be rich, have a mansion, a Lamborghini, and be on Playboy magazine. We get the point. Now I can say a lot of things about the final form of Nemesis, but the only thing I will mention is Jill doesn't need to power up the 3rd time she shoots at Nemesis. Goodbye, old friend. Nikolai could have easily killed Carlos and fly with a helicopter before the missile launch, but instead, he wanted to tell Jill one more time that he wants money.
Why'd you do it?
That is the most stupid question Jill can ask. This guy says it 1,000,000 times throughout the game for the money.
Who are you working for?
Another stupid retarded question. This guy already told you he is working for Umbrella. I'm starting to think Jill is zombie at this point.
If I die, you'll never find out the truth.
What kind of true you're speaking about? That you killed the doctor in the hospital, that you kill your own staff members, that you've been working for Umbrella the whole time. That you did it all for the money. I'm sure Jill can manage sleep at night without turning into a zombie. Also, Carl never even asked what happened to Tyrell. But it's obvious now he has an opportunity to ask Jill on a date. Also, in the ending we see Jill room with a vaccine that is empty after Nikolai shoot it. The vaccine is completely empty and useless, but it shows in a way that Jill will use it to take down Umbrella. I mean, the game is really dog shit. One last thing, I completed the game in less than 3 hours without watching any cutscenes. But if you include all the cutscene, the gameplay lasts around 5 hours, so basically you're paying $39.99 to play for 3 hours and watch 2 hours of cutscenes full of bullshit. Overall, this game has taught me when a drug dealer is selling drugs is called illegal, but when Capcom selling game likes this is a call a legit business, basically robbing millions of dollars from people. Hope you guys enjoy the video, see you next time. And thank you Capcom for supporting this video. Can I please get back my $39.99 stole from me?